In today's class, we discuss energy dissipation in a damped harmonic oscillator. So we have seen the expression for the position. In the last class, we have solved the damped harmonic oscillator, and for the underdamped case, that we will discuss now. In the underdamped case, the instantaneous position is given by some constant A e raised to minus gamma by 2 into t, where gamma is damping constant, cos omega 1 t plus phi, where omega 1 is the angular frequency now, phi is the initial phase. So we can see that the amplitude is exponentially decreasing. It means that energy is proportional to square of the amplitude. If you remember the results from undamped harmonic oscillator, the total energy we have expressed as half k a square. Okay, sum of kinetic energy and potential energy. So it's proportional to square of the amplitude. In the case of an undamped harmonic oscillator, amplitude is constant, so total energy is constant. Okay, but when you introduce the damping force, or which is in our case we considered viscous force of air, then amplitude exponentially decreases. That means energy also should be decreasing. So let us see how energy varies with time, or how the energy dissipates, decreases in the case of a damped harmonic oscillator. Energy has to decrease, that we can understand from the work energy theorem. We know that the work energy theorem, in the presence of frictional force or dissipative forces, is that the energy, total mechanical energy at some time t, is equal to total mechanical energy at the initial time plus work done by frictional force or damping force. Okay, or change in mechanical energy between two intervals, time intervals, between two different times, that is Et minus E0, is equal to work done by friction. What is the work done by friction in this case? In this particular case of friction by means of viscous force, the work done by friction we can calculate. See, what is the frictional force? The frictional force is minus bv, right, where v is the instantaneous velocity. So when it undergoes when that oscillator undergoes a small displacement dx, this is the work done. When you consider the displacement from some initial time 0 to the later time t, the total work done is integral 0 to t. Okay, and this displacement we can rewrite in terms of velocity. Instead of this dx, I can write dx by dt into dt, that is velocity v into dt, I can write, where v is the instantaneous velocity. So this equation becomes minus integral bv square dt. Okay, b is a constant, so we can see that this frictional work done by frictional force is negative. Okay, so if this part is negative, okay, then look at this equation. If work done by friction is negative, then it's clear that energy at a later time t will be less than the energy at the initial time. That means the energy, total energy of the oscillator will decrease. Okay, so let us try to obtain an expression for the energy at the time t. Okay, so energy at the time t is the sum of kinetic energy and potential energy. Okay, now kinetic energy depends on velocity, so we need an expression for we know the expression for position at the time t, so we need an expression for velocity at the time t, instantaneous velocity. See, for the damped harmonic oscillator, look at the first equation. Let's call it equation 1. This is the instantaneous position. So in order to get the expression for velocity at the time t, let us differentiate this equation, equation 1. So from equation 1, velocity at the time t, it is the derivative of that. So what you get is a constant is there. Okay, we can take the constant outside. There are two time dependent terms. So first function into derivative of the second. So first function derivative of the second is cos theta type. So the derivative is minus sine theta. So minus sine omega 1 t plus 5 into omega 1. Okay. Now derivative of first function into second function. So derivative of first function is minus gamma by 2 e raised to minus gamma by 2 t. Second function is cos omega 1 t plus 5. Okay. So this is the derivative. This is the expression for the velocity. Now we can take this minus sign outside, and we can also take that exponential term outside. So velocity at any time t is minus a e raised to minus gamma by 2 t omega 1 sine omega 1 t plus 5. Okay, let me also take omega 1 also outside. So I will take omega 1 also outside. So there is an omega 1 here outside. So the first term is sine omega 1 t plus 5. Second term becomes positive because we have taken a minus sign outside. 1 by 2 gamma, we have taken an omega 1 outside, so an omega 1 will come in the denominator. Exponential term has gone outside, so cos omega 1 t plus 5. Okay. So there are two terms in the expression for velocity. There is a sine theta term, there is a cos theta term. Now you can see that the coefficient of this cos theta term is 1 by 2 gamma by omega 1. Okay. Now we assume that already we are taking underdamped case. Okay, the expression for position at the time t is oscillatory, that is underdamped case. Now we assume that this in underdamped case, in the previous class we have seen that we can have two situations, lightly damped and heavily damped case. Now in lightly, it all depends upon this ratio gamma by omega 1. If gamma by omega 1 is very small compared to 1, it's lightly damped. On the other hand, if it is significant, it's still less than 1, but it is close to 1. Okay, it's not very small compared to 1, but it's close to 1. Then it's a heavily damped case. So here we assume that this is our case is lightly damped. Okay, that means we assume that this gamma by omega 1, this is very small compared to 1. Okay, now in this case let us assume that the second term in the square bracket, that cosine term, is negligibly small compared to the first term. Okay, then in that lightly damped situation, velocity can be approximately equal to minus a omega 1 e raised to minus gamma by 2 sine omega 1 t plus 5. Okay, let's call it equation 2. So here we have made an approximation. We have neglected the second term in the limit that gamma by omega 1 is very small compared to 1. Okay, now that we have obtained a simple expression for velocity, let us calculate kinetic energy. So kinetic energy at the time t is, I'm not using approximate symbol, but it's an approximate result. It's half mv square. Okay, so we have to take the square of this one. So half m square of equation 2, that is a square omega 1 square e raised to minus gamma and sine square omega 1 t plus 5. This is kinetic energy at the time t, equation 3. Okay. Now what is potential energy at the time t? Potential energy at the time t is half k x square, where x is the instantaneous velocity, instantaneous position, and instantaneous position is there in equation 1. So we have to take x is here, x of t, and you have to take the square of this one. So we get a square e raised to minus gamma t and cos square omega 1t plus phi. So we have half k a square e raised to minus gamma into t. There is a gamma into t here also in equation 3. Cos square omega 1t plus phi. Okay, this is potential energy at the time t. So for total energy at the time t, we have to take the sum of equation 3 and equation 4. Okay, so yeah, so what are the common terms? Half is common, then a square e raised to minus gamma t. Okay, then what else? In the first term we have m omega 1 square sine square omega 1t plus 5 plus in the second term we have k cos square omega 1t plus 5. Okay. Now let us understand that we have already assumed light damping, right? Light damping case gamma by omega 1 is very small compared to 1. Now in this case we remember that omega 1 is approximately equal to omega 0. Remember the expression for omega 1. Omega 1 is square root of omega 0 square minus gamma square by 4. Okay. We can make this rearrangement, that is if you take a square on both sides, omega 1 square is omega 0 square plus, sorry, there is a minus sign here, omega 0 square minus we are taking just squaring on both sides, then I can write this as omega 0 square is equal to omega 1 square plus gamma square by 4. Now if I take omega 1 square outside, this is omega 1 square into 1 plus 1 by 4 gamma square by omega 1 square. Okay. So this is omega 1 square 1 plus 1 by 4 gamma by omega 1 whole square. Okay. Now in the case of light damping, already we know that gamma by omega 1 is very small compared to 1, lightly damped case. If gamma by omega 1 is very small compared to 1, there is square term here, gamma by omega 1 whole square. So if this term will be very small compared to 1, so we can write omega 0 is approximately equal to omega 1. Omega 0 square approximately equal to omega 1 square, or omega 0 and omega 1 are very close to each other. Therefore, what I am going to do is in equation 5, okay, let's say our previous equation is equation 5. In equation 5, instead of this omega 1 square here, I can write omega 0 square. Okay. Now, m omega 0 square, what is the expression for omega 0? Omega 0, the natural frequency is omega 0 is square root of k by m. So if we square both sides and rearrange, we get m omega 0 square is equal to k. Okay, so in equation 5, if we put omega instead of omega 1 square, if you place omega 0 square and replace m omega 0 square by k, equation 5 becomes k sine square omega 1t plus 5 plus k cos square omega 1t plus 5. I can take k outside from both, so sine square theta plus cos square theta term will be 1. Okay, so equation 5 you can simplify as in this approximation. Equation 5 becomes total energy at the time t is approximately equal to, okay, we get half a square e raised to minus omega t, and 1 k will come out from this one. So we have half k a square e raised to minus gamma t. Okay, this is the expression for total energy. Now, what is the energy at the time 0? So when we put t equal to 0, let us call it E0, energy at the time 0. This is equal to half k a square. Okay, remember that this is the energy of an undamped harmonic oscillator. Okay, when amplitude is constant. But here at the initial time, this is the total energy that of an undamped oscillator, half k a square. Then what happens to energy at the time t? The expression energy at the time t we can write as E0 e raised to minus gamma t. Equation 6. See, you can see that energy will exponentially decrease. Okay, we can make a plot of that. If I plot energy as a function of time, okay, at the time 0, energy is, let us say, somewhere here, let us call it E0. After, from here, energy exponentially decreases like this. Okay, there is an exponential decrease in energy, and this damping constant gamma is the term that controls. If gamma is small, the decrease will be less, but if gamma is large, the decrease will be very fast. Okay, so energy of a damped harmonic oscillator exponentially decreases with time. We can also see that this gamma has the dimension of 1 by time. Okay, earlier also in the previous class also I have specified that gamma has the dimension of 1 by t. So this is clear here. When you have an exponential factor, something like e raised to x, then this exponential this power factor x should be dimensionless. Okay, so here gamma into t is the power factor here. That means in here gamma into t is the power factor. Okay, so gamma should be gamma into t should be dimensionless. That means gamma should have the dimension of 1 by time. So let us simply take let gamma is equal to 1 by tau, where tau is some time. Okay, then the expression for energy we can write as energy at the time t is equal to energy at 0 time. Okay, here also I have to put energy at the time 0 e raised to minus t by tau. So how do you define this tau? Okay, you can see that when t is equal to tau, okay, then energy at the time t is equal to energy at the time 0 into e raised to minus 1. And this e raised to minus 1 is its value is 0.368. Okay, so e raised to minus 1 by e is 0.368. So e another time t is at t is equal to tau, we can say that energy is equal to 0.368 times energy at the 0 time. Okay, so this time tau is called damping time or time constant. Okay, so this tau is called damping time or time constant of a damped harmonic oscillator, and it is defined as it is the time at which energy reduces to 0.368 of the energy at the 0 time, and the initial energy 36.8% of the initial energy. So it may be let us say somewhere here. Okay, this is the damping time tau. Here the energy reduces to 0.368 times the initial energy E0. Okay, so the result that we have obtained is the energy dissipation is exponential. Okay, for a damped harmonic oscillator, energy at any time t decreases from the initial energy, starting energy, exponentially. Okay, and the decreasing is decided by the damping factor gamma. We can also express it in terms of the damping time. Okay, a measure of this energy dissipation is a quantity called is often expressed in terms of a dimensionless quantity called quality factor or simply Q factor. Now this quality factor is defined like this. Average energy stored in the harmonic oscillator per cycle divided by average energy dissipated per radian. Okay, so it's a ratio of average energy stored per one cycle of oscillation of a harmonic oscillator to the average energy dissipated per radian. Average energy dissipated per radian means by the time the oscillator oscillates through an angle of 1 radian, how much energy is dissipated. Okay, this is called a quality factor. So let us try to get an expression for this quality factor. Um, so we know that so what is, let us see, what is the time taken for an oscillator to oscillate through 1 radian. So the time taken to oscillate through 2 pi radian is equal to one time period t. Okay, the time it takes to, by the time it completes one cycle of oscillation, the angle covered is 2 pi radian. So the time taken to cover 2 pi radian is 1 is equal to t. Then the time taken to cover 1 radian is t by 2 pi. Okay. Now the time period of a damped harmonic oscillator is it is 2 pi by omega 1. Okay, where omega 1 is the modified angular frequency. Therefore t by 2 pi is 1 by omega 1. Okay, so the time it takes for the oscillator um, to, to to cover an angle of 1 radian is 1 by omega 1. Okay, so let us calculate this average energy dissipated per radian. We know the expression for energy is energy at the time t is E0. Let's use E0 for an initial energy, e raised to minus gamma t. Okay, now the rate of change of energy we can write as minus gamma times E0 e raised to minus gamma t, or we can write this rate of change of energy is equal to simply minus gamma times E. Okay, so the small change in energy, okay, uh, delta E during the time delta t is, we can write it as modulus of dE by dt into delta t. Okay, let us say, in other words, the amount of energy, small amount of energy dissipated during a time delta t, we can write it like this: rate of change of energy, magnitude of rate of change of energy into delta t, that is gamma E times delta t. If so, the amount of energy dissipated during the time the damped oscillator covers an angle 1 radian. Okay, what is that time? 1 by omega 1. So the amount of energy dissipated during the time 1 by omega 1. That means during the time it oscillates through 1 radian is, so energy dissipated during 1 radian is delta E is equal to gamma E times now the time delta t is the time takes to cover 1 radian, which is 1 by omega 1. So this is the energy dissipated during per radian. Okay, therefore let us get the expression for quality factor now. So quality factor is equal to average energy stored per cycle divided by energy dissipated per radian. Okay, now this is equal to, E will cancel, omega 1 by gamma. This is the quality factor. We can also say this is approximately equal to omega 0 by gamma. In the case of light damping, omega 1 is approximately equal to omega 0. Okay, So if the damping is very low, in the case of very light damping, gamma will be, we know for light damping the condition is that gamma by omega 1 is very small compared to 1. Okay, so which means quality factor is very large compared to 1. For an undamped oscillator, gamma is 0. If gamma is 0, quality factor is infinitely large. Okay, so a large value of quality factor means that the damping is low, energy dissipation is low. So for light damping, quality factor is very much greater than 1. And if it is heavy damping, okay, if damping factor is high, then there is more energy dissipation, then quality factor will be low. This is the idea. So in the context of we have expressed this expression, we have derived this expression for energy variation in the context of under damping situation, in the context of light damping actually. So in the approximation of light damping approximation, the expression for quality factor is this, omega 1 by gamma. So this expression is derived under light damping approximation, and the expression for energy, because the expression for energy is also derived under light damping approximation. Okay. Now we will discuss a few problems to get a feeling for the quality factor of different oscillating systems. We will consider two such examples. So we can see that if quality factor can be high under two conditions. One, gamma can be low, damping factor is low. Then another thing is the angular frequency of oscillation is very high. Okay, in the case of atomic oscillators, the angular frequency can be very high. Okay, for example, in the case of a superconducting microwave cavity, okay, this angular frequency is so high that quality factor is of the order of 10 raised to 7. For a typical tuning fork that we use in the lab, quality factor is of the order of 1000. Okay, but for atomic systems, quality factor can be of the order of 10 raised to 7 or 10 raised to 8, of that order. It can be very high. So if angular frequency is high, quality factor is high. If gamma, this damping factor, is low, then also quality factor is high. Let us consider two examples. Okay, let us consider this problem. Consider a tuning fork of frequency 440 Hz. A sound level meter indicates that the sound intensity decreases by a factor of 5 in 4 seconds. Sound intensity of the tuning fork decreases by a factor of 5 in 4 seconds. What is the quality factor or Q factor, or simply Q, of the tuning fork? Okay, remember that the expression for quality factor is omega 1 by gamma. Okay, so we need to know what is angular frequency omega 1 and what is gamma. And here it's given that frequency is 440 Hz. Okay, from that we can get angular frequency. Angular frequency is 2 pi nu. We can calculate angular frequency once you know frequency. Now what we need is the damping factor gamma. For that, the data given is that in 4 seconds, during the oscillation or vibration of the tuning fork, once it starts, within 4 seconds, its sound intensity decreases by a factor of 5. And with this data, how do we calculate the damping factor? So this data given is that the important point is that the intensity is directly proportional to energy. Okay, intensity is energy per unit area, okay, per unit time, so it is proportional to energy. So let us look at intensity decreases by a factor of 5 means energy of the tuning fork decreases by a factor of 5. That means if the energy at the time t you write as E of t, then this is 1 by 5th of energy at the initial time. This is the idea. Okay, so we can say, we can write this equation, 5 equals E0 by E of t. Energy decreases by a factor of 5, and we know that the expression for E of t is connected with gamma, Okay, so E of 0 divided by, what is E of t? It is E of 0 e raised to minus gamma t. Okay, so this is nothing but E of 0 will cancel. We get e raised to 1 by e raised to minus gamma t. In the numerator we have e raised to gamma t. Okay, therefore gamma into t is logarithm of 5, uh, whose value is 1.6, and this happens within a time 4 seconds, right? This reduction in intensity happens within a time 4 seconds. So gamma into 4 is equal to 1.6. Therefore gamma is 1.6 by 4, that is 0.4 second raised to minus 1. So gamma is also obtained from this data. Now we can directly calculate quality factor. So Q is equal to 2 pi nu. Nu is 440 divided by gamma 0.4, and the result is 6911.5, nearly 7000. Okay, so this is the quality factor of a typical tuning fork of frequency 440 Hz. Okay, in general quality factor of tuning forks is of the order of 1000. Okay, this is 7000. Consider this example. A paperweight suspended from a thick rubber band oscillates with a period of 1.2 seconds. The amplitude of oscillations decreases by a factor of 2 after 3 periods. What is the Q of the system? Okay, again remember the quality factor. The expression for quality factor is omega 1 by gamma, and here time period of oscillation is given 1.2 seconds. Therefore omega 1 omega 1 can be calculated easily, 2 pi by t. This can be calculated. What is the damping factor gamma? It's given that the amplitude of oscillations decreases by a factor of 2 after 3 periods, not after 3 seconds but after 3 periods or 3 cycles, we can say. So how does the amplitude of oscillations varies with time? Remember the expression for instantaneous position was a e raised to minus gamma by 2 into t cos omega 0 t plus 5. No, omega 1 t plus 5 for damped oscillator. So this is the variation of the amplitude. Amplitude varies exponentially, but the factor is gamma by 2, not gamma. Okay, energy varies like E of t is equal to E of 0 e raised to minus gamma t, but the variation of amplitude we can write as a. Okay, a you can write as a of 0 e raised to minus gamma by 2 into t. Remember that energy and amplitude are connected by energy is proportional to square of the amplitude. So if this is the variation of the amplitude, then taking the square on both sides, naturally the variation of energy with respect to time is proportional to e raised to minus gamma t. Okay, so this is how the amplitude varies. Now it's given that after 3 periods the amplitude decreases by a factor 2. That means amplitude at the time t is 1 by 2 times amplitude at the time 0. For t is equal to 3 times time periods, 3 periods. So that is 3 into 1.2 seconds, that is 3.6 seconds. Okay, so we can say that a of 0 by a of t is equal to 2. Therefore a of 0 divided by a of t is a of 0 e raised to minus gamma by 2 into t, which is equal to 2. So we have left hand side 1 by e raised to minus gamma by 2 into t, or taking the reciprocal, e raised to gamma by 2 into t is equal to 2. Okay, but t is 3.6 seconds. Okay, so taking natural logarithm on both sides, gamma by 2 into t is now 3.6 seconds is equal to natural logarithm of 2, which is 0.693. Okay, therefore gamma is 0.693 divided by left hand side 2 and 3.6 will cancel, we get 1.8, so this is divided by 1.8, and its value is 0.39 second raised to minus 1. This is gamma. Okay, omega 1 we can calculate from the time period 2 pi by t. Therefore, quality factor is for this paperweight oscillating in a rubber band is 2 pi divided by 1.2 divided by 0.39. Okay. Okay, if you do this calculation, the result is 13.43. Okay. So we can see that for a rubber band, the quality factor is much less than that of a tuning fork. The reason for the low value in the case of a rubber band is due to the internal friction generated by the coiling of the long chain of molecules. Okay, inside the rubber. Okay, there is long chain of molecules in the rubber, and because of the coiling of this long chain of molecules, there is internal friction in rubber. That's why the quality factor is low. Okay, you can see that the damping factor in this case 0.39 is very close to the damping factor in the case of tuning fork also. Okay, but in the case of tuning fork, the quality factor is of the order of thousands, but here it is of the order of 10, rather 13.43, it is of the order of 10. Okay, the reason being that the frequency of oscillation is high in the case of tuning fork, whereas it is very low in the case of a rubber band. That's it. Another point to be specified here is you can see that in the case of this rubber band, in this particular problem, the quality factor is of the order of 10. But the expression for the quality factor that we have used is derived, this expression Q is equal to omega 1 by gamma. This expression is derived in low damping situation, that is under the condition that omega by gamma 1 is very small compared to 1. That means this is valid when quality factor is very large in the case of a tuning fork. So the question is when the quality factor is of the order of 10, can we use this approximation? Can we use this formula omega 1 by gamma? There is a justification for that, because in the approximation that we have made, the error factor that comes is of the order of square of this factor omega 1 by gamma square. Okay, how do we know this? See, when we approximated the previous class, when we made an approximation between omega 0 and omega 1, see in the derivation of the energy, this expression, how the energy varies exponentially, in one step we have made this approximation omega 1 is replaced by omega 0. Okay, and m omega 0 square equal to k, that substitution we have made. So how do we equate omega 1 and omega? This is possible under low damping. So if you look at this expression, omega 0 square is omega 1 square times 1 plus 1 by 4 gamma by omega 1 whole square. Here the factor that we neglect is of the order of gamma by omega 1 whole square. This much is the error that comes in the expression. Okay. That means again another point, we have made an approximation for velocity. Yeah. In the expression for velocity, we got an expression value like this, and we have neglected this term gamma by omega 1. So even though in velocity it appears as gamma by omega 1, when we calculate energy, v square will come. Okay. So when you take the square of this term, there will be a term containing gamma by omega 1, and there will be a term containing gamma by omega 1 whole square. But the gamma by omega 1 term, that term involves sine theta cos theta, okay, in v square. So in energy, you have both gamma by omega 1 times sine theta cos theta, and then gamma by omega 1 whole square cos square theta, like that. When we calculate quality factor, we take average energies. When you take the average over a cycle of sine theta cos theta, it will be 0. Therefore, this gamma by omega 1 term will be 0. There is no contribution from that term. And cos square theta term, it will be half when you take the average. So the coefficient of that cos square theta term is gamma by omega 1 whole square. So in the expression for velocity square or average value of V square or average value of kinetic energy also, only gamma by omega 1 whole square will come. And when in this approximation also, when you substitute omega 0 instead of omega 1, there also the error factor is gamma by omega 1 whole square. So the error factor in the definition of quality factor, that is in the definition of quality factor as omega 1 by gamma, the error factor is omega 1 by gamma whole square, that is 1 by q square. Okay, that much is the error. Therefore, if q is equal to 10, how much is the error factor? Error factor is 1 by q square, that is 1 by 100, that is 1% if q is equal to 10. So if q is greater than 10, the error factor is less than 1%. Okay, so in this particular example of a paperweight oscillating in a rubber band, the quality factor is 13. There is some error when the quality factor is low. That error is less of the order of 1% or less than 1%. But as quality factor increases, okay, the error becomes very small. Remember, the error is of the order of 1 by q square. Therefore, in the previous problem, in the case of a tuning fork where the quality factor is of the order of 7000, the error is negligibly small. Okay.